Harper Callaway dedicated her entire life to being a police officer. She was at the front line of all the chaos. She tried to save so many souls during the outbreak. However, she realized that it was futile. The dead soon overran everyone, her friends and colleagues alike. See, she grew up in Louisville, Kentucky, but traveled out of the city a few years into her career to help out smaller towns. This is where she stayed for another 2 years or so before the outbreak took over. Harper knew that her help for now in this small town was worn out. She spent her time gathering as much stuff that she could to prepare for the journey to find her family, to help those that she encountered, and to try her best to survive. However, it would prove to be harder than what she has expected. The last contact she had with her family was the day of the outbreak. Her mother called her scared out of her mind, panicking in complete terror. Harper assured her that she'll do everything she can to reach Louisville and meet her family again. Since then, it has been silent. She has not heard a single thing from her parents, although the contact of phones and radios have long since went down. The thought that her family might not be there was very worrisome to Harper. Yet, the drive, that hope that she had to hold on to, that they were alive, was enough to push her through peril, to push her to what she needs to do, to keep pushing to get back home. The hardest part of all this was the close calls of death. The close calls that Harper had with not only the dead, but those alive as well. Some might say that she was crazy for having this type of hope, that everything will eventually turn out all right. Some shared the idea with her. In the end, everyone knew what the outcome possibly would be. Each minute, hour, and day that went by, and she was still here, that in itself was a blessing to Harper. She knew that every second of the day meant everything. She knew that she had to treat every second like it was her last, just because it might as well been. She was already running on borrowed time that she did not deserve, time that she did not earn, time that should have been someone else's, but she had it. She was lucky enough to acquire this time, to try her best to get home, to see if her family was even there. But at the moment, was it really time? Or was it luck? Was Harper running on borrowed time? Or was she running on the luck? Many can't tell the difference. And even Harper herself couldn't tell either. Was her luck gonna stay like this forever? Or would she have used it all up? Would it have run out just as easily as it was bestowed upon her? Survival and gathering resources is now top priority for Harper. Priority 2 for her is to make it to Louisville if she can. To find her family would be priority 3. Getting past priority 1 would be a struggle in itself. And if she were to make it to 2 and 3 alike, that would nearly be impossible. She's seen so many fall in the mix of battle against the dead. Even to our Harper, based on what we are reading, with what we found left over from her. Her optimism in this time, these words on this paper, show the strength that people during this rough time had, showed the willpower to continue, to bring the world back to what was once known, back to a time when things were content, where people didn't have to really fear or fight to the point that they are during her reign. It is people like Harper and those that we heard from so far as to why we are as strong as we are now, as to why we are here. It is people like her and others before her and after her until we manage to get this horrible virus under control is why what we have. They are to thank for everything we have in this world. She may not have made it, just like so many we have found. It's just like so many we will find. But we have to keep their memories alive. They wrote these stories down to share their experience with those who have made it, to share their experience in the hopes that civilization will go back to how it was. Harper's final words in this literature read as follows: I may never know if my family made it. I may never see tomorrow, yet hope will be there long after I am gone. Hope will keep us going. These words I am leaving behind. I do hope it will drive you and those after you to survive, to thrive, and to beat this virus. Because without it, we are good as dead, even without the zombies. So as you can see, hope is a driving factor for not only Harper, but I have a feeling for those we heard from past, future, and to be as well. Till next time on Diaries of the Apocalypse. Take care.
I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough,